Alright, everybody. Well, I hope you're ready to jump right back into the land of nightmare fuel for your kids. It's so bittersweet to do this, but let's get to it. Time to return to the second part of our Season 9 premiere, The Beginning of the End Part 2. And we pretty much know the same gist, much like every premiere and finale, we get our obligatory recap.
To retire. And you want me to take your place? With the help of your friends, of course.
You may call me Rogar. Together, Equestria will be ours. I will take back the Crystal Empire on my own.
How are we going to stop him? Elements of harmony. With those, we can defeat anybody.
Full strength returns. Those who cross me will pay dearly.
Yeah, I know I added that last part, but it's pretty much how the finale is. As basically after the theme, by the way, too cheery I might add, we basically cut back to Sombron basically glowing to the main six since he was able to do what we thought was not possible, but destroying the elements of harmony.
What just happened? The tree of harmony can't really be good, can it? It can't be.
But it is. You thought you defeated me, but you led me right to the source of your power. Now that it's destroyed, nothing can stop me.
Like I said at the last part, as much as I am not a huge fan of Sombron's voice actor, and I'll give him credit for trying like I did in the last part, the fact that he managed to destroy the Tree of Harmony and the elements of harmony shows that he can talk the talk, but he can certainly back it up.
He's right. With the elements gone, I don't know how we can defeat him.
Well, we're boned.
Then we'll just have to beat up the old-fashioned way.
So while the main six tried to fight Sombron, Twilight desperately tries to put the elements back together, but unfortunately Sombron's magic encases them in crystal and encasing them into a trap.
You're no match for me. I will finally rule the Crystal Empire. Wait, with you out of the way, I will rule all of Equestria.
Okay, I know this is a kid's show, but, dumb question, why don't you just kill them? I mean, you have them right there. I mean, you could just kill them right now. Now, no, we're not gonna get an answer out of that. Okay, go on.
And I think I know exactly where I'll stop.
Don't you dare say it.
Your sweet little hometown.
You leave Ponyville alone.
For one, without your elements, it would be so easy to control you.
Like I said, he may talk the talk a little too much and boast a bit too much, but he could certainly back it up.
But there's no point. My conquering Ponyville is already your greatest fear.
So while Sombron escapes, because again, he doesn't just kill them because he has them right there because it's a kid show, the main six essentially plot and they essentially have no idea of what to do as everybody starts to panic. But Twilight decides to start digging.
What are you doing? We can't just stay here. I don't have a plan, and I don't know what I'm going to do once we get out. But we can't just sit here and let Sombron make slaves of every pony we love. Let me help. I'm faster.
So yeah, considering that, I mentioned this at the end of the last part of this episode where basically the forming of the villains was a lot like Once a Ranger from Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. We see the main six basically trapped with no hope and no plan, but they don't give a rat's ass. They're going to come up with a new plan and fight, no matter the cost. Certainly the Overdrive team can take after them. and by extension every single other Ranger team, but I am not going to turn this into a diatribe of once a Ranger. So they are able to escape the Crystal Prison, because again, he doesn't kill them right there, and we basically get your nightmare fuel for this week, folks! As Sombron successfully brainwashes Ponyville.
Apple Bloom! It's me! Look at me, Sugar Cube! Twilight, you gotta free her!
Shoo!
Please!
Yeah, where even magic is so strong.
Yes, without the elements, my magic isn't strong enough to stop Sombron.
Oh yeah, now they're really screwed because they have Spike and Starlight.
No, snap out of it, you two! You're stronger than his magic! Please stop! I can't get it to stop!
So, what I'm about to do next is probably, because just keep in mind, King Sombron has not only brainwashed the entirety of Ponyville, but he's also brainwashed the Cutie Mark Crusaders. AKA, he's brainwashed children. So, I don't know how much credibility I'm going to lose when I make this next joke, but I've been thinking about it anyway, because I'm assuming when this episode came out, half of the fandom was probably this. Yeah. And then the other half of the fandom is thinking this.
This water represents my mercy. I have run out of mercy.
Yeah, that's about half the fandom right about now, as soon as we basically saw this entire scene. So it's very clear that Sombron now clearly has an iron grip over Ponyville, and the main six are pretty much completely distraught, and because Twilight doesn't really have much of a plan, she doesn't really know what to do.
I know how to free them, but I don't know how to stop Sombron. Every pony was so sure I'd do such a great job. Well, this is exactly what I was afraid of. Did anything else possibly go wrong? Well, with the tree of harmony gone, the everfree forest could grow out of control and threaten the town.
Oh yeah! Well, that's another thing to add onto the list of things that could go horribly wrong in this episode. Yeah, and I completely forgot about the Season 4 premiere and forgot about the fact that the reason why the Tree of Harmony was created in the first place was to keep the Everfree Forest under control, as essentially that's what ends up happening as the Everfree Forest starts to spread out and start to attack every pony. But the main six still doesn't give up, as they basically then try to fight them off with garden supplies, and given how that magic is completely destroyed, they don't really have any other option.
For our friends, for our family, for our home, for Equestria!
So while that's going on, basically Sombron with his entire army from Ponyville marches over to Canterlot and... That's it? Man, these guys are weak.
You! Bring it down!
It's really how strong Big Mac is. Yes. So Sombron's able to get inside the throne room rather easily, I might add, because there's...
Nestia and Luna are too cowardly to even stand against me.
I think maybe it's because they're already dealing with other issues, yet at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if he's as a point, considering that they pointed out in the last part that they barely do anything. So is it weird for me to say that I'm actually siding with Sombron on this one?
Equestria is mine!
I would use that Futurama clip, but I already played it earlier. So they continue to try to fight off the Everfree Forest, but it pretty much seems like it's never ending. But Celestia and Luna, for 9 seasons outside of the Crystalline two-parter, they finally come out to do something.
I know we're supposed to be able to handle things on our own, but I've never been happier to see 2 ponies in my whole life.
No pony is meant to handle this on their own.
Star Swirl, the Tree of Harmony is...
I know. I alerted the princesses as soon soon as I could.
But it kind of makes you wonder.
Just when it happened, like part of my essence just ceased to be.
Okay, well that shuts up my stupid question.
I know what you mean. I'm sorry.
Don't be. I've more than enough magic in me to keep the ever-free forest under control.
You can do that?
The pillars and I planted the tree of harmony. Who do you think kept the forest under control before it did?
Huh, that's good to know. So while Starsworld, Celestia, and Luna hold off the Everfree Forest, the main six basically try to head over to Canterlot, where they're basically dealing with the giant iron blockade of enemies.
Aw, every pony's all evil-y. Sombra's gonna force us to fight our way through our friends? Not if I can help it.
Gee, so he even has the Wonder Bolt, so I gotta admit, he definitely knows how to plan ahead, so he really knows how to come up with every single counter that they could think of. So, yeah. So, just to recap, in the words of the Nostalgia Critics Santa Buddies review, just to recap, Santa died, children crying, dog birding. Sounds like the cover of a 9 Inch Nails album. Apparently, he doesn't know how to fight back.
Okay, yes, we need a different plan. Twilight, I don't know. I'm not prepared to fight against the citizens of Equestria. I guess that's one more thing I'm not ready to do.
Well, we better figure out something quick, because none of them seem to have a problem with it.
So,
Sorry about this, Fancy Pet.
well that was easy. So even though the main six are able to hold off the citizens and basically get everybody under control, Twilight basically uses her magic to get them inside the castle. Alright, so this is kind of the one downside that I will have to critique this episode. Because the thing that this show has done from what we've seen of 9 seasons is that using magic to try to fix a solution would oftentimes make the problem worse. However, in this high-stakes premiere, they basically just say, oh, magic can easily solve everything. Yeah, you can make the argument, as like Twilight pointed out before, with the Tree of Harmony destroyed, her magic isn't as powerful. You can make the argument there, and I'm assuming it took a lot for her to use. But it's like at the same time, we could have gotten something really epic, and instead they just managed to teleport themselves inside the castle, no problem.
Yeah, all we have to do now is defeat King Sombron.
And while this is all going on, Discord basically shows up and basically tries to give some encouragement.
Discord, what are you doing here?
Well, I was going to hang these up all over the castle to celebrate your coronation, but apparently it's a bit premature.
I'm so glad to see you. We could really use some all-powerful Lord of Chaos help right now.
What? Oh, I couldn't possibly.
Of course we know that he's being sarcastic as he manages to get the guards out of the way.
Just the Equestria you can be.
A little less walking and a little more helping.
Considering that the guards have already proven that they can beat him easily, I guess the same logic kind of works for them even when they're under the control of Sombron. Considering that Discord managed to beat 4 of them, I guess it's not hard to see why.
Thank you, Discord. I don't know what we'd do without you.
What the hell is he even doing? Is he just basically just rising up crystals in the places where he thinks it looks cool? So anyways, they come inside the castle as Sombron continues the globes. And again, I understand that you've beaten them to the point, but it kind of makes you wonder why he doesn't just take them out right then and there.
And give up the crown.
Here's fight a good fight with nothing but your wit. Admirable, but foolish.
But of course, Discord Discord actually shows up and pretty much makes a joke out of Sombron and just basically just makes fun of him.
Well, I guess it's on me to be the MVP today. I was betting on you, and I do hate being wrong. Although if you think about it, I am your friend, so maybe you win because friendship wins. Although Fluttershy should get most of the credit for that. She's my favorite.
Yeah, you know I had to throw that joke in here. But basically during that, Sombron takes the opportunity as Discord ends up taking a blow for Fluttershy and the rest of the main six and continues to glow.
The most powerful creature in Equestria.
Discord! We need you! Please wake up. Please wake up. Discord! I'm so glad you're okay. We can't beat him without you.
You couldn't beat me with him either.
It would appear that you're on your own. I have nothing left to give.
So while Discord ends up giving him a motivational speech that actually gets them back on their hooves,
I eliminate all this clutter in my throat.
okay, yeah, I get it. You managed to do what the impossible. I can't believe I'm not saying this, but Sombron, shut up!
Listen to me. You don't need me. You don't need the princesses, and you certainly don't need the elements. Fluttershy, you will always be kind. Applejack, you will always be honest. Rarity, you'll always be generous. And Rainbow Dash will be loyal as can be. Pinky will always bring laughter wherever she goes. And Twilight, you are and always will be the embodiment of magic.
Now, I really love this pep talk because number one, not only does Discord gives really basically a great motivational speech, but this is another comparison why I keep comparing this episode to Once a Ranger, because the main six, even though they've been beaten down to the point where it seems like they have no hope, lost the elements of harmony, had to go through their friends and family just to get to this point, and doesn't seem like that they have the help of any creature, they will keep fighting no matter the cost. What? This is why I should also mention why Power Rangers is also engaging. Excluding Operation Overdrive, we have seen many seasons where we've seen Rangers not giving a damn whether they have their powers or not. They'll keep fighting regardless of that. And Discord's speech here indicates, not only shows how far the main six will come, but they're still the embodiment of their elements, and that they don't need all those, and that they're those same elements, and they don't need all those help. And they will continue to fight regardless whether they have them or not. Alright. So Twilight basically turns around and faces off against Sombron and gives a pretty badass moment.
Together. With these girls by my side, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of what you can do or how much power you have.
Should be.
You may knock us down, but we're gonna get back up again. And again. And again. As long as we're together, we will never stop trying to defeat you. For our friends. For our family. For our home. For Equestria.
No, this can't be possible. Your magic can't defeat mine. I destroyed the source of your power.
Yep, that's the Demolisher I remember.
You can't destroy our friendship, Sombra. And we keep telling bad guys.
But y'all just don't seem to remember.
Friendship is magic.
And the Sombron is disintegrated and defeated. are now gone, basically Ponyville is now freed from their iron grip, and basically they end up rescuing Discord.
I called on you as soon as I knew how dangerous it was. A good leader knows where to ask for help, and I didn't. And because of me, the Tree of Harmony was destroyed. Equestria deserves some pony much better than me as its leader.
You're right.
Oh?
About one thing. A good leader knows when to ask for help. But a great leader has the courage to admit when they've made a mistake, and the strength to make it right.
And that's also a very good lesson to teach as well, is that it's very intimidating to be put in a leadership position. But even if you have to be perceived as a strong leader, it's okay to ask for that help. Because a good leader will basically be able to take the advice of his or her subjects, or co-workers in this case. So I think that is a great poignant lesson to learn. And of course, it basically eludes that Celestia believes that Twilight is good to rule, and Discord ends up throwing a fit because it turns out that he was faking.
Twilight's not taking over. This was all for nothing. I pretended to be very hurt and gave one of the most convincing speeches of my life. Of course, you don't think some would-be king could actually hurt the Lord of Chaos, do you?
Yeah, so basically Discord was acting the whole time, which I would give him shit for this, but the speech he did make was pretty good, but...
Anyway, as I was saying, I pretended to be very hurt to convince you that you didn't need anything but yourself to be the incredible leader I know you can be. And now it's not happening?
It will, but when she's ready.
How can she not be ready? What a waste of a perfectly wonderful speech! Honestly, I don't know why I even bothered.
Okay, I gotta admit that was pretty funny.
He did the whole Sombra thing whenever he wanted. But he didn't because he cared. That's Discord for ya.
I really like how now at this point the main six have basically just kind of accepted Discord for who he is. And even though it's the end of the episode where they all basically laugh and cheer that they now defeated Sombron again,
We definitely got this.
they are confident that they can get it as the episode cuts back over to the Legion of Doom pony version, as basically they probably know about Sombron's defeat.
Let us hope the three of you will be enough for my plans.
And what of King Sombron?
Did he succeed?
Ha! I'd say he gambled and lost, but at least he can serve as a warning to those who doubt continuing with my plans, unless any of you have doubts.
I think if probably he would have gone off on them, he probably would have said something like this.
I fail! You stupid tricks! You failed! You all failed! Just like you failed before!
Yeah, that's about right.
Not I.
No, that's good.
And we shall join forces and work together to bring Equestria to its knees.
Because I failed to make this joke in the last part, but basically that ending kind of gives this.
And we just witnessed your kids' nightmare fuel for the weak parents. Whenever your children come up and say they wet themselves and they don't know why, you'll know the reason.
Yeah. So that was the beginning of the end, and like I said, by God, what a way to kick off Season 9. I mean, really, the stakes of this finale are so extremely high. Even though Sombron did get annoying really fast by like the tail end of the episode, I do have to give him props that not only could he talk the talk, but he could certainly walk the walk. On top of that, we definitely see how the main six were able to keep on fighting in very difficult situations, regardless of whether or not they had the elements of harmony or not. Alright. On top of that, Discord also was really good in this episode, giving a very impassioned speech, even if he was faking the whole thing. And I really like how Celestia knows that while Twilight does have what it takes to be a good leader, it shows that she's not ready for it. And that ending, by God, that is a lot to take care of. again, and it makes me excited for what the season is going to be. Now, is this premiere perfect? Not really. There are a couple things that hold this premiere back. Number one, like I said, as in both parts, the changes with Sombron's voice is a bit irksome, and like I said, Alvin David Sanders does try with the material that he's given, but it's kind of a bit distracting, and like I said, by the tail end of the episode, with the constant boasting, he has them in very impossible win situation. He has them right there, but he doesn't decide to take them out right then and there, or at the very least brainwash them. He just lets them go. But I think really just the main thing that it kind of is that little nitpick I mentioned earlier of how when Twilight was able to get her and the other main six inside the castle with magic, even though the show has made it very clear that magic will a lot of times make the problem worse. Like I said, you can make the argument that she had to use a lot of her magic, but it's like just go through the trouble of going through the entire action scene and not just like chicken out of it. Now, with that being said, I still think this premiere is very good, even if it is a bit nightmare-inducing. But yeah, honestly, I think maybe this might be just a me thing, and I might be biased about this, but honestly, I think the beginning of the end is probably my favorite season premiere out of the entire show. And believe me, that's a very tall uphill battle to go over with a couple of other premieres that I do like. Like, seriously. And this premiere definitely got my adrenaline rushing that I just can't seem to calm down from it. So, yeah. So, I think while part one was... I think overall, as a whole, I think part two of this premiere is a solid A. And if part one is an A, that means the season premiere of Season 9 is an A. Alright, now that we're finally out of the high intense of the Season 9 premiere, it's time to start cracking down on these episodes, and, well, given that Season 8 was probably the biggest slog to get through, I think we can only go up from here. Alright, next time we are going to be looking at Uprooted. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.